Good morning, beauties. This is the first of a series of questions that I will be answering every Monday morning. They're popular questions that come up in the salon quite often, and I think it's quite useful for everyone to learn why certain things happen in our skin and what changes happen to our skin on a daily basis, and also with the weather changes as well. So, a question that's been asked recently quite often is, why is my skin so dry? And we are coming into the cooler months of the year, which does mean that our bodies are going in and out of different environments. So we're going from areas where we're nice and warm and the heat is on inside to being cold and windy outside. And this can cause what's called TEWL, TEWL, or transepidermal water loss. And basically, that's just the environment sucking all of the water out of your skin as you go about your daily basis. So, to understand the differences between dry skin and dehydration is the number one key, really, when we're dealing with treating dry skin, because there can be two main reasons why. So, dry skins, or typically dry skins, are flaky, scaly, and they generally require more oil in the skin. So that can be through essential fatty acids applied to the skin. They also do need some exfoliation as well. And then we've also got dehydration, which generally is caused by transepidermal water loss. So dehydration is basically a lack of water in the skin. Your skin might feel dry, it might feel tight, but it's not necessarily a dry skin. So the way that we treat a dehydrated skin is to try and increase the water content in our skin. Now, lipids also come into this because without lipids in our skin and fats, our skin actually can't hold on to water. So there's a few different ways that we can treat dry skins and dehydrated skins. But today what I want to do is give you a bit of an idea on how your skin actually works. And once you understand that, you will understand how to do a few little things at home and treat your skin for either dryness or dehydration. So when we're looking at our skin, we've got three layers that you've probably heard about or have seen somewhere. So we've got your epidermis, your dermis, and your hypodermis. Now in our skin, we've got a layer of fat, we've got vasculature or capillaries, we've got lots of different connective tissues, nerve endings. So it's a pretty amazing organ. Generally, when we're dealing with dry skin, what we're looking at is the epidermis. Now, you probably don't realize this, but your epidermis actually has 5 layers of skin cells. The top 3 of those are dead. So basically what we want to try and do is get our ingredients and our actors penetrating down into the bottom 2 layers of our epidermis. And that is where you will be receiving hydration and oil content into your skin. So firstly, if we have a dry skin, generally what happens is we've got a build-up of this top layer of the stratum corneum, which is basically just dead, lifeless skin cells. They have no nucleus, they're completely flat, they can't absorb anything, they're basically useless. And they're the ones that you can probably feel when you rub your skin, and you can see them all coming off. What we want to do for a dry skin is to aid the exfoliation process, or the natural proliferation of our skin cells. And in a dry skin, we can generally see that this isn't happening correctly. So the way that we like to treat this is by using enzymes. Enzymes are a very, very gentle way of exfoliating the skin without over aggravating, and they will only remove dead skin cells. So generally what we see in dry skins is that a client might go and buy a very heavy moisturizer because they feel that the skin's quite dry. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's actually going to penetrate, and you can keep using that moisturizer day in, day out, and you'll still have the same problem. So the key with dry skins is certainly exfoliation, and then using a really good topical treatment cream that is going to enhance the rate of essential fatty acids and lipids in your skin. For dehydrated skins, basically, you don't tend to have too much of a dead skin cell buildup, but what you can have is skin cells that aren't looking very plump. They basically don't have as much water content in them as they should. So when we're looking at dehydrated skins, we're working on restoring that barrier function of the skin, which has been impaired. So The way that we do that is by strengthening the skin and also introducing treatment creams that have a slightly higher water content. We also like to get you using a barrier cream because basically what that does is it pops a little bit of a protective layer on your skin and stops that transepidermal water loss from occurring. So if we can treat the water loss from the skin and also get that hydration happening, we generally tend to see quite good results. So that's a little bit about dry skins. There's a few questions we've had recently, and I hope that addresses maybe if you have it too. If you have any questions that you would like me to directly answer, send us through an email or you can PM us here on Facebook. I'll be doing these every week, so the more questions the better. I like a challenge, and I will talk to you all next week.